Hello, hello. I'd like to take a look at an example similar to the one that we were doing for our homework if you're having problems with it. Okay, I'm going to draw this pulley and make a half section. Okay, so I've included this so you can download if you want to practice with me, or you can just watch it, or you can ignore it. Alright, so I'm going to start off, of course, I'm going to make a new standard drawing. Okay, I'm going to start a new sketch. I'm going to go to the XY plane because that's what I like. Now, looking at this drawing, okay, we could draw circles and extrude them, except this angle is going to be a problem. So what would be a better idea and an easier idea was we can draw half of this, and then instead of extruding it, we can revolve it around. Now, even easier, I can take and I can draw a quarter of this, mirror it, and then revolve it. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Alright, so I'm going to start off and I'm going to draw a line, and I'll draw this, and that is from the center on up is 1 inch. Okay, which is about there. We'll cross this way, that is 0.25, which is there. Now I come down, and that is 2 minus 1 divided by 2, which is probably about 0.5. Okay, and from here to here is 0.05. Okay, and then I can draw my angle right here, and I'll pick OK. I can delete that line and delete that line. Sure, I can delete that line. Okay, I'm going to come over here. This line here is going to go over, and it's going to go 0.15, and then I can come straight down the bottom here and straight over to here. Okay, now I can do this two different ways. I can take and I could draw that counterbore that's in there, but I'm going to use the counterbore command just because it makes it so much easier when I go to dimension it. Okay, so here I have a quarter of it. Now I'm going to mirror that. I'm going to mirror this line, that line, that line, that line, and that line. Okay, and I can mirror that one if I want, and I'm going to mirror it around this line here. I'm going to pick a line. I'm going to pick OK, apply, whatever it is. Alright, and I don't need this line. Okay, so now I have my profile. I'm going to pick Finish Sketch. Now, instead of extrude, because if I extrude this, that doesn't do me any good at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to revolve it. Okay, and I'm going to revolve this part around this axis right here. Now I need an axis along here to be able to pick. I'm going to pick that line, and I pick OK, and there is our shape. Okay, then I'd like to use the hole command to draw two counterbores, one on this side and one on this side. So I'm going to go to hole. Okay, and it will probably be like that, and I'll click here anywhere, and then I'll pick this outside circle till I get the concentric. I'll go in here. It's a simple hole, but it is a counterbore. Okay, and this top dimension is 0.38. The depth is 0.25. Oh, I'm sorry. This one here is 0.75. It is 0.25, and then 0.375. Okay, and I make sure that little small hole goes through everything, and I'll pick OK. Okay, so now I have half of it. Now all I have to do is go on this side Okay, click anywhere, make it concentric. I already have all my settings. Pick OK. Okay, and now I have my part drawn. Okay, I'm going to right click up here and go down to Eye Properties. Okay, and I'm going to call this Revolve, if I could spell it, example. Okay, make sure it's me. Okay, Camden County College. Okay, for the project I don't need any of this. I need the material. Let's say that it's aluminum. Okay, so make it aluminum 6106 and I'll pick OK. Alright, and I'm going to take and I'm going to, I'm going to save this. I'm going to go File, Save As. Okay, and I'm going to call it Revolve Example. Okay, Revolve Example. Okay, so that is finished. Now I'm going to put it on a piece of paper and I'm going to create my section. So I'm going to pick Open. I'm going to find my inch title block. Pick Open. Okay, now if it shows up like this sometimes, it's there. See it? You just have to zoom around till you find it. There's probably a reason for that. I just don't know it. Okay, now this shows as a B size. I want it to be an A size. So I'm going to go Sheet, right click, go to Edit Sheet. I'll make this into an A size and pick OK. Now I need to go to Base. It will automatically do whatever I did last, or I can go right here and then I could go to whichever drawing I want. Okay, so I want this one, but I want this view right here. I'm going to take that guy, put him there, and then I'm going to put an isometric up here, and I'm going to pick OK. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Annotate, and I'm going to, no I'm not. Okay, I'm just going to right click on this one, and I'm going to go to Automated Center Lines. I'm going to pick the circle, pick OK. Now I want to take it, I want to stretch this out some so it fits or it looks nicer. Get those circles, little green dots here, and just stretch them out so it looks better. Okay, now again I could also take up here to go up here to Environment. Go to Manage, go to Style Editor. Okay, and go to Line Scale, and if I wanted I could make that a little smaller. Okay, and it looks okay. Just a quick review of what sections are. Okay, so we have full sections, and the full section shows the objects as if it was cut in half. Okay, so here we're cutting this apple in half. We're discarding the part that we cut right here. This is our cutting plane line, and this would be our full section. Okay, in a full section we cut it in half. Okay, alright, that is a full section. Okay, if we're looking at a part like this, here is our cutting plane line. The arrow points to which way we're looking once we cut it. We're cutting along the entire object, cutting it in half, discarding this one on the right, and we're looking in on this part here. So that is our full section. Okay, half sections. Half section shows the object as if it was 1/4 been removed. Okay, so here's our apple. We cut it twice. We cut 1/4 of it out. Then we look in it. So we're looking at half of it as sectioned. Okay. Okay, so this is a half section. When we cut along a half section, we go go along the center lines here and here. We're looking into this one. We don't need an arrow on here. If you want to, you could put an arrow sticking out this way, and notice that we're only seeing half of it sectioned, and we do not ever put hidden lines in a section view, even a half section view. Okay, so that is the difference between a full section and a half section. In our drawing, I'm going to back up a little bit. There's what we did before. We have the top view here, or the front view, or whatever you want to call it there, and then we have our isometric view. Okay, I'm going to go up here to place views, and I'm going to pick section. First thing it wants to know is, what do we want to section? That is this view right here. Notice when I just hover there, I get that red dotted box around it. I'm going to click on it. Now you see my cursor turns into a cross. Okay, now I go from, I'm just hovering right now, from the center point, and I want to go up to there. Okay, just so it's above it. Now click on that. Now drag that down to the center point. Now click there. I'll drag it out, and I will click there. Okay, now I'm going to right click, pick continue. Here is my section. Okay, notice I can put it wherever I like. Okay, and I'm going to put it right over here. Okay, so I'm going to click right there. All right, now, depending on how many other sections I've drawn with this particular layout, notice I'm on section GG. So to fix that, I'm just going to take and double click on this red box. Again, just hover, double click, and I'm going to change the label to an A. Okay, so that is my half section. Now, right now, my material is aluminum. Okay, so again, it is aluminum 6106. Now, if I highlight the section lines, right click, and go to Edit Hatch Style. Okay, right now that hatch style is just a standard run-of-the-mill, be anything you like. Okay, now if I want to change that, I go click on this down arrow, go to Other. Okay, and then I can look for, here's aluminum. Okay, click OK, save and close. Now I have aluminum. Alright, so hopefully that will answer your questions about that, how to revolve that, and the difference between revolve and extrude, and how to change your hatch patterns, and what a half and full section is. Okay, if I want a full section, I can just delete this. Notice I'm only deleting something that's copied, and I want a full section. I can go here, I want to section this guy, I'll go up to the center, down the center of this one, right click continue. Okay, and there I have my full section. Okay, so again, this particular one was a half section. You'll see one side is normal, no hidden lines. Now the reason that I use the hole command is if when I come to dimension this sometime, I just go to hole and thread, I click on it, and there is my note as if by magic. Now another thing I want to show you, if you're dimensioning and I want to dimension from here to here, this diameter, if I click that dot and that dot, notice it just comes out to 2 inches. But if I pick this line, and be careful, don't pick the center, pick this line, now you'll see when I do that, it gives me the diameter symbol. Okay, you can do it either way. I could then double click on this guy. Okay, go to my text, go to the front here, oops, and put in the diameter symbol. So either way you want to do it, this way is a little easier. Okay, now that's it for this.